We're talking about gear, an exciting one for me. And this is a dangerous one. There are many, many different ways of thinking about gear to use and how it will help or hinder you with your upper register playing. So the first thing I'm going to mention is a mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is the part that does most of the sound production in a trumpet playing situation. If you can produce a good sound in your mouthpiece, your trumpet will amplify it. So I am a firm believer that mouthpiece buzzing, it should be a part of everybody's practice routine. Finding a mouthpiece that will aid you in playing in any register, helping you sound good, and allowing you to do it efficiently is very important. So the mouthpiece that I use is actually very close to a 7C or a Yamaha 11B4. It's a very middle of the road, maybe towards the smaller end of the spectrum mouthpiece. We have generic things. There are different aspects of the mouthpiece that you want to think about when selecting a mouthpiece. The rim is the feel of the mouthpiece on your face. So you don't want it to be too big or too small or too sharp or too thin. The cup is going to change your sound a lot, and the backbore is going to give you something to blow against. And that's sort of a very basic overview of what you need to be thinking about. Next, we're going to talk about our horns. This can be an expensive endeavor. If you start looking at playing this horn or that horn, it can be a little overwhelming and not very nice on your bank account. So I've settled on a horn that is relatively small, much like my mouthpiece. The majority of my playing is sort of leady type high notes or loud playing. This horn and my mouthpiece, a 7C sort of, is the smallest equipment that I can get away with and still sound good on the gig. This was the advice that was given to me when I was young. The trick is, smaller is not always better. So I went as small as I could, and I'm working my way a little bit bigger just to make sure that I always have a really good sound and it's always a very efficient way of playing. A custom Z Yamaha horn, which this is, Bach 7C mouthpiece or a Yamaha 11B4, allows me to be efficient with my playing. So that means tight corners, small airstream, and my trumpet sort of allows me to play very efficiently. Here are my final thoughts on gear. The one most important aspect is we are all made differently. If we think about our lips or our teeth even, those all have an impact on which gear will feel right for us. And that is the most important. When you think about playing this mouthpiece versus that mouthpiece, this person told me to play that one, that person told me to play this one, whatever mouthpiece feels good for you and sounds good, those are the mouthpieces that you choose. You might be able to play really high on a really big mouthpiece. Someone else might choose a smaller one. The rule that I always try and follow is that selecting new gear will never replace a good practice routine.